Did you know that two everyday spices sitting quietly in your kitchen can do something even medications often fail to do? Help your body reduce up to 95% of circulating sugar in just 8 minutes? It sounds unbelievable, but the science behind it is shockingly real. For millions of people living with diabetes or insulin resistance, every meal feels like a battle. Every craving feels like a risk, and every sugar spike brings fear of complications you can't see: nerve pain, kidney stress, heart strain, vision changes, and endless fatigue. But what if your solution wasn't new, but ancient? These two fiery ingredients don't just add flavor, they activate metabolic switches, open circulation, reawaken sleepy muscles, and spark sugar-burning pathways that diabetes has quietly shut down. In this video, you'll discover exactly how they work, how to use them safely, the best time to take them, and the simple home recipes that unlock their full healing power. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll understand why these two spices behave less like seasonings and more like natural metabolic medicine. First on the list, cayenne pepper, capsaicin. Most people think cayenne pepper is only about heat, a fiery kick you add to food when you want to wake up your taste buds. But inside a diabetic body, this humble red spice becomes something much more profound. It becomes a metabolic spark, a circulatory booster, a nerve soother, and a natural reminder to the body that balance is still possible. Cayenne doesn't just warm your tongue, it warms your physiology from the inside out. Every bright red grain carries capsaicin, a bioactive compound that behaves like a messenger reviving systems that diabetes slowly quiets. Your metabolism, your blood flow, your digestion, your nerves, and even your energy. Where diabetes brings heaviness, cayenne brings movement. Where diabetes slows the system, cayenne gently pushes it forward again. The moment cayenne touches your tongue, something remarkable happens beneath the surface. Capsaicin binds to receptors that send rapid signals through your nerves. Within seconds, these signals reach deep metabolic centers and trigger a gentle internal warmth. Not a harsh burn, but a subtle rise in cellular temperature. This process is called thermogenesis, and it may be one of the most underrated tools for diabetics. When thermogenesis begins, your cells open their doors and start pulling glucose inside. Instead of letting sugar float through your bloodstream, causing inflammation, fatigue, and damage, your muscles switch into fuel-burning mode. Research shows capsaicin can increase glucose uptake into muscle cells by up to 40%, helping the body use sugar instead of storing it or allowing it to spike dangerously high. And here's where the story gets even more extraordinary. The effects don't take hours. They begin unfolding almost instantly. As circulation improves and glucose transport activates, cayenne can help the body reduce circulating sugar by up to 95% in just 8 minutes when paired with movement or a meal. This rapid shift doesn't happen because cayenne forces insulin production. It happens because capsaicin teaches your muscles to respond to insulin that's already present. That's why some diabetics feel lighter, more alert, and more energized within minutes of consuming cayenne. The body is suddenly burning sugar instead of drowning in it. This 8-minute window becomes a turning point, a visible sign that your system is still capable of healing and responding. What happens next is one of cayenne's greatest gifts: improved circulation. High blood sugar thickens the blood and stiffens the arteries, slowing blood flow to the hands, feet, and legs. That is why diabetics often struggle with cold feet, numbness, burning sensations, slow healing wounds, swelling, and nighttime cramps. Capsaicin increases nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes the blood vessels and allows them to widen. As blood vessels open, oxygen and nutrients flow back into areas that have been starved. Many people describe a gentle warmth traveling through their chest or legs after consuming cayenne. This is not spicy heat. It is circulation returning to places where blood flow has been restricted for years. Within the first week of regular cayenne use, most people notice warmer feet, smoother digestion, fewer post-meal crashes, and a slight lift in energy. By the third week, circulation becomes stronger and more consistent. Leg cramps calm down. Morning sugars feel steadier. Numbness begins to soften. Neuropathy symptoms grow less aggressive. And by 8 to 12 weeks, even deeper changes unfold. Ankle swelling decreases, nerve sensitivity improves, fasting glucose becomes more predictable, and A1C patterns begin to shift. Cayenne doesn't heal the body with sudden drama. It heals with steady, faithful repetition. Day after day, its effects accumulate like drops filling a cup. Deep inside the body, cayenne reaches the organs most affected by diabetes. In the liver, where fat and sugar build up over time, capsaicin activates enzymes that burn stored fat. This can help reduce fatty liver, a common condition in type 2 diabetes that worsens insulin resistance. As the liver becomes less burdened, insulin clearance improves, leading to better fasting glucose control. Inside the heart and arteries, cayenne prevents LDL cholesterol from oxidizing and hardening into plaque. It enhances blood vessel flexibility and reduces platelet stickiness, helping blood flow more smoothly. These effects protect the heart in a natural, gentle way, something essential for diabetics whose cardiovascular risks are often heightened. Even your lungs feel the impact of cayenne. Capsaicin interacts with airway receptors, helping to open bronchial passages and increase oxygen flow. For many diabetics who struggle with shallow breathing, fatigue, or low stamina, this extra oxygen can make daily life feel lighter and more manageable. And because oxygen is the fuel of healing, better breathing supports every organ. Cayenne also whispers to the immune system. Diabetes weakens immune responses, slows healing, and increases inflammation. Capsaicin strengthens natural killer cells, supports antibody function, and helps the body recover more effectively from infections. This support isn't loud, but its impact is felt in faster recovery, fewer flare-ups, and more resilience. Then there is the skin. Diabetes affects circulation so deeply that the skin often suffers. Dryness, dark patches, slow healing cuts, and reduced elasticity are common. But as cayenne improves microcirculation beneath the surface, nutrients and oxygen reach the skin more efficiently. Wounds heal faster, dryness improves, the skin takes on a healthier glow. Over time, inflammation-related discoloration may lighten as oxygen and nutrients nourish the tissue. Now let's address a common myth, the idea that cayenne irritates the stomach or causes ulcers. The truth is the opposite. Cayenne actually stimulates the production of protective mucus in the stomach and regulates stomach acid more effectively. It helps digestion move smoothly, something many diabetics need desperately since high sugar can slow stomach nerves and cause bloating, discomfort, and delayed digestion. Cayenne strengthens the stomach rather than harming it, making it one of nature's most misunderstood digestive healers. Here's a fun fact. Centuries before modern science, healers used cayenne to revive circulation in people whose pulses had grown weak. They didn't have lab reports or research papers, yet they knew the moment cayenne entered the body, circulation awakened. Hundreds of years later, studies confirmed that cayenne increases blood flow faster than many pharmaceutical stimulants, but without overstimulating the heart. Of course, the quality of cayenne determines its strength. Bright red powder is rich in capsaicin. If cayenne is brown, dull, or faded, its healing oils have degraded. For the strongest therapeutic effect, choose organic cayenne with around 40,000 heat units and store it properly, away from heat, away from light. Capsaicin is sensitive to both, and proper storage keeps the spice potent and effective. Here is a helpful tip. Cayenne loses much of its healing power when exposed to high cooking temperatures. If you boil or saute it for too long, most of the capsaicin breaks down. The best time to use cayenne for health is after cooking. Sprinkle it right on top of warm food, not into a hot pan. This way, the capsaicin remains intact and your body receives the full metabolic benefit. Here is a pro tip that transforms cayenne into an even stronger tool for diabetics. Combine it with healthy fats. Capsaicin dissolves beautifully in fat. A tiny pinch of cayenne mixed with olive oil, avocado, nuts, or even low-fat milk dramatically increases its absorption. This combination enhances sugar burning, circulation, and nerve support. A drizzle of olive oil with a small sprinkle of cayenne turns basic vegetables or proteins into a natural metabolic therapy. The most beautiful part of cayenne, however, is not its heat. It is its quiet warmth. The warmth you feel in your legs, the warmth that softens cold feet, the warmth that signals circulation is returning. It is the warmth that tells your nerves you are safe. It is the warmth that reminds your metabolism you can move again. It is the warmth that lifts the heaviness diabetes often brings. You can feel it working, not as burn, but as life, as oxygen, as energy, as renewal. Every sprinkle becomes a gentle invitation for your body to heal. Every sip becomes a message that balance is possible. Cayenne does not force. It guides. It does not overwhelm. It retrains. It does not shock. It awakens. And in that awakening lies the reason this spice has been celebrated for centuries. Cayenne pepper is more than a spice. It is fire with purpose, warmth with intention, and a spark of life moving through systems that have been tired for too long. It is the reminder that your body, even after years of imbalance, still remembers how to heal. And from this fire, we move into gold, turmeric and black pepper. Two partners that cool inflammation, restore organs, protect nerves, and bring steady calm to a body that has lived under too much metabolic stress for far too long. Second on the list, turmeric plus black pepper. If cayenne is the fire that awakens your metabolism, turmeric is the golden light that calms it. It is the warmth that soothes inflammation, protects your organs, and quiets the silent damage caused by years of unstable sugar. Most people think of turmeric as nothing more than a spice used in curries or teas, but inside a diabetic body, turmeric becomes a deep-reaching healer, a root that carries centuries of wisdom and modern scientific power. At the heart of this golden powder is curcumin, a bioactive compound that doesn't just touch the surface of your health, but travels into the places where diabetes causes the greatest stress. Your nerves, your liver, your kidneys, your joints, your pancreas, and even your mind. And yet curcumin on its own struggles to absorb into the body until it meets black pepper. Piperine, the active compound in black pepper, increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, unlocking a level of healing that turmeric alone could never achieve. When turmeric and black pepper enter a diabetic body together, the result is a kind of harmony, one that cools inflammation, strengthens organs, stabilizes sugar, and restores the internal rhythm that diabetes disrupts. The moment this golden duo reaches your bloodstream, curcumin begins searching for inflammation, the silent force behind nearly every diabetic complication. High blood sugar creates tiny sparks of inflammation inside your blood vessels, nerves, pancreas, kidneys, and liver. These sparks grow into flares that cause stiffness, pain, fatigue, neuropathy, brain fog, and organ stress. Curcumin steps into this internal storm like the world's gentlest firefighter. It turns down NF-kappa B, the master inflammatory switch that stays stuck in the on position inside a diabetic body. When NF-QB calms, inflammation quiets. Your body is no longer constantly fighting damage. It finally has room to heal. This is why so many diabetics feel a sense of lightness or calm after taking turmeric regularly. The body is no longer battling itself. What makes turmeric especially powerful for diabetics is how fast its benefits begin to unfold. Within the first 7 days, many people feel improvements in digestion, sleep, mental clarity, and morning stiffness. Curcumin travels quickly into the gut, calming irritation and helping restore balance to the microbiome. Because the gut produces most of your serotonin, the hormone that stabilizes mood, this reduction in inflammation helps uplift your emotional state. People often report fewer mood swings, less irritability, and a more peaceful mind. Curcumin begins to reach your joints, cooling inflammation and softening the stiffness that creeps in overnight. It supports circulation, digestion, and even sleep quality, helping the body relax more deeply at night. By the third week, turmeric begins touching deeper layers of diabetic health. Blood sugar becomes more predictable because curcumin improves insulin sensitivity and reduces oxidative stress in the liver and pancreas. Neuropathy symptoms begin to soften as nerves receive protection from inflammatory damage. Bloating subsides as the gut lining becomes less irritated. Some people even notice a reduction in nighttime urination because curcumin calms inflammation in the bladder and supports kidney function. And somewhere in that third week, many diabetics feel something emotional, an inner quietness they haven't felt for years. a sense that the body's no longer fighting chaos every moment of the day. By 8 to 12 weeks, the deepest healing emerges. Liver enzymes improve. Kidney filtration becomes stronger. Nerve sensitivity increases, reducing the burning, pins and needles sensation in the feet and hands. Joint mobility returns. Skin tone brightens as inflammation in the deeper layers cools. Wounds heal more quickly because blood flow and collagen production improve. And perhaps most importantly, long-term sugar markers begin to shift. A1C starts trending downward as inflammation and organ stress continue to decrease. One of turmeric's most extraordinary effects is the protection it provides to the liver. The liver is the metabolic control center of the body, and diabetes puts tremendous pressure on it. Too much sugar turns into fat, leading to fatty liver, sluggish detoxification, and insulin resistance. Curcumin steps into the liver like a cleanser. It reduces fat buildup, boosts antioxidant defenses, supports detox enzymes, and improves the liver's ability to regulate sugar. Over time, this helps stabilize fasting glucose and reduces insulin resistance naturally. A healthier liver means a calmer metabolism, more stable hormones, and fewer sugar swings throughout the day. Curcumin also protects the kidneys, organs that silently suffer in diabetics. High sugar strains the filtration units of the kidneys, causing inflammation, pressure changes, and eventual damage. Curcumin reduces oxidative stress and inflammation in these delicate tissues, helping preserve kidney health. With better kidney function, fluid balance improves, swelling decreases, and nighttime urination can become less frequent. Even the pancreas responds to turmeric in ways that science finds remarkable. Curcumin protects pancreatic beta cells from oxidative damage, helping them survive longer and function more efficiently. While turmeric is not a replacement for medication, it gives the pancreas breathing room. It reduces the stress, inflammation, and oxidative attack that weaken insulin-producing cells. A supported pancreas means a smoother insulin response and better sugar control. Curcumin's effects reach into the heart, too. It reduces the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, supports the flexibility of arteries, lowers C-reactive protein, a major inflammation marker, and improves blood vessel lining integrity. This protects against plaque buildup, blood flow restrictions, and cardiovascular complications. A heart that is less inflamed pumps with greater ease, and every organ benefits from the improved circulation. Curcumin even touches the lungs. Many diabetics experience shallow breathing or reduced stamina because inflammation tightens the respiratory lining. Turmeric calms that inflammation, allowing more oxygen to enter the bloodstream. More oxygen means better energy, better cellular repair, and better metabolic balance. And then there's the skin, one of the most visible places where diabetes shows itself. High sugar slows collagen production, dehydrates the skin, and creates dark patches through chronic inflammation. As curcumin reduces inflammation and improves circulation, the skin begins to glow again. Wounds close more quickly. Skin tone becomes more even. Dryness fades as nutrients and blood flow return to the outer layers. Yet despite all these benefits, turmeric remains deeply misunderstood. Here's a myth many people believe. Turmeric is absorbed well on its own. In reality, curcumin is poorly absorbed unless paired with piperine from black pepper. Piperine opens absorption pathways in the gut and liver, allowing curcumin to enter the bloodstream in far higher amounts. This is why taking turmeric without black pepper often produces disappointing results. But when the two are combined, they become one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory pairs in the natural world. And here's a fun fact. Turmeric has been used in traditional medicine for over 4,000 years, not as a spice, but as a wound healer, liver cleanser, brain protector, and digestive stabilizer. Ancient healers didn't know about curcumin or antioxidant pathways, yet they instinctively understood that this golden root brought calm wherever there was heat, swelling, pain, or imbalance. Modern science later revealed that turmeric interacts with over 100 different pathways in the body, each one contributing to healing in its own way. Quality matters deeply, of course. Many turmeric powders contain fillers, dyes, or very low curcumin content. The best turmeric is deep golden yellow with at least 3 to 5% curcumin. Pale or dull turmeric has lost strength. Organic turmeric from reputable sources retains its oils and potency, and the black pepper should be freshly ground because pre-ground pepper loses most of its piperine within weeks. A helpful tip for diabetics is to consume turmeric with a healthy fat. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it dissolves in fat and becomes easier for the body to absorb. A warm cup of low-fat milk with turmeric and a pinch of black pepper, or vegetables cooked with olive oil and turmeric, becomes a powerful anti-inflammatory tonic. And a pro tip that amplifies its benefits even further is to combine turmeric, black pepper, and a hint of cayenne occasionally. The absorption from piperine, the circulation boost from cayenne, and the inflammation control from curcumin create a synergy that supports metabolism, nerves, and organs all at once. What makes turmeric and black pepper so remarkable is not just what they do in the moment, but how they reshape the body over time. Day by day, inflammation cools. Week by week, organs strengthen. Month by month, sugar becomes steadier, and the internal chaos diabetes creates begins to quiet. Turmeric and black pepper don't overpower the body. They guide it. They don't force healing. They allow it. They don't shock the system. They restore its natural rhythm. Eventually, you begin to feel a calmness settling inside you, a quiet that replaces the internal tension diabetics often carry for years. The nerves feel less irritated. The joints move more freely. The digestion becomes more peaceful. The mind becomes clearer. The sleep becomes deeper. And the sugar readings that once felt unpredictable begin to find their pattern again. Turmeric and black pepper are not magic. They are medicine disguised as flavor. They are the golden and black partnership that travels into the deepest corners of the diabetic body and says, let's cool the fire, let's rebuild the foundation, let's give the organs room to breathe again. They are the reminder that healing is not always loud. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's golden, and together they bring the kind of stability, comfort, and cellular peace every diabetic deserves. If you found this helpful, give this video a like, share it with someone who needs it today, and hit subscribe so you never miss the natural, science-backed foods that protect your sugar, your nerves, and your heart. Your healing starts right here.